What up? What up? Waiting on the homie TB, Mr. Cornell, West Africa. Get at me, bro. About to get this debate in. How y'all doing, man? I hope everybody's good. Mr. Campbell.
I'm over here on my computer, a little bit tip.
Hey, it's all good, man.
That was good, boss.
Man, one day at a time, man. Good seeing you, homie.
Yeah, man. Same here.
You looking mighty healthy.
I was about to say, man. I'm trying to make sure I don't catch a couple of those things you got on your chin here.
Hey, my dad said that's wisdom, so you know.
Hold up. If I can hold off another year or two, I'll be happy. It's coming.
For sure. Yeah, so let me go through the formalities real quick with the people. Mac TV Podcast, reporting live from the Dogon. Subscribe to the YouTube channel 82 Kings. Follow my homie Mr. .lib on his IG because he gets it popping over there. We about to have a little friendly hip hop discussion. You know, I got my hip hop debate series. I will be defending Get Rich or Die Trying. The homie TB will be defending none other than Ready to Die by the late Notorious B.I.G. The way it go, I get a minute to just speak my piece about Get Rich or Die Trying, and then the homie TB is gonna get his piece uninterrupted. Then after that, it's no holds barred. We just going in. So you want to go first, or how you want to do it?
You got it. I definitely want to hear what you got to say about it.
You want to go first? Yeah. Okay, so what we got? Get Rich or Die Trying. It dropped in 2003. I'll argue with anyone for a debut mainstream album, the production was flawless. I want to say Eminem found 50 Cent on the mixtape circuit. So this is when Diplomats was popping. This is when New York, you might want to swing on me for saying this, but this is when New York was lyrical. You know, they weren't trying to sound like they was from College Park. But anyway, we're not going to go there. We ain't going to go there. Not going to go there. But yeah, he had Eminem doing production. Eminem did a couple tracks on Get Rich or Die Trying. Then he had one of the greatest producers of all time, arguably the greatest producer of all time, none other than Dr. Dre, did a lot of tracks. And then after this, I want to say, hold up. Yeah, after this album dropped, he had a film, didn't he? Get Rich or Die Trying?
Yeah, the movie came out.
Yeah, so how many people can say that? But anyway, let me carry on. Let's see. I feel like when this album came out, New York was still New York. It was still gutter. Well, no, actually, I think he brought the gutter shit back. He brought the gutter shit back, and he shitted on Ja Rule, the whole Murder Inc., all that, crushed that. But then he started singing on tracks, so I don't know it. But let's see. As far as the singles, he had In the Club, which was Bananas.
Nuts.
Bananas.
When does the beat drop?
Yes. In the Club was Bananas. What else did he have? He had PIMP. I wasn't really rocking with that, but it got a lot of radio play. He had
Video.
True. He had 21 Questions. What else was on? What was the other single? If I Can't, produced by Dr. Dre. Over here we don't necessarily measure an album's worth by album sales. You know what I'm saying? But as far as influence, to me, Get Rich or Die Trying is Ready to Die on steroids. Steroids. Now, you'll never, throughout this whole debate, you will never hear me say that 50 is more lyrical. I would never say that. You will never hear me even say 50 is a better overall artist than Biggie. Biggie, top 3. I'm not even gonna go there. Bar for bar, you got that. But as far as just how the album flowed, how it was gutter, it had the hits, it had the radio play, and he had something for the ladies. Like, I just feel like it was a more well-rounded album. Ready to Die was depressing as fuck. This nigga killed himself at the end of the album. But I guess that adds to the artistic value of the album. But I could keep going, but I'm gonna let you go, homie.
All right. I mean, you make some good points. Definitely gotta take in the time whenever considering these albums. What year was it? What was going on?
Right.
Everywhere in the U.S. culturally. Ready to Die. That was late '94, September '94. So a lot has been happening between '92 and '94. Probably the biggest thing that gave Ready to Die some momentum was the fact that Wu-Tang dropped 36 Chambers. So it brought eyes back over to New York and brought attention to a lot of other dudes that was dropping, like the Black Moons and the Onyxes. So people had their eyes open. And the stage was already set. There was no stage for somebody to drop a super poppy commercial trying to be on the radio type album. And what Biggie did was found a happy medium. Just the way he was rapping, his flow was different than a lot of other people's because it was easy to memorize and sing along with. And it was very melodic with how he dropped his words. So it just hypnotized you and caught you, and you were just sitting there nodding, even if you didn't want to. But for real, there was a lot of people that was, they gave him a hard time. But when Juicy dropped, he pulled his heart out. Everybody was like, okay, this dude is nice, and he's spitting something real. I feel where he's coming from.
Right.
And from that point, it set the stage because everybody already heard partying BS out there, and it was like, he's good, but we.
Hey, you can cuss, bro. You can cuss. Oh, you got. I know you got a kid around you. My fault. Never mind.
All right, hold on. Hold it for me. Yeah, so you got that going. So we had that the year before, but the other tracks that was either on mixtapes or dropped as singles, that's what kind of gave Biggie that leverage. It was like he was on the treadmill going that way because Juicy was dope. And then everybody heard Big Papa. It was like, oh, snap, we got this big dude, he's smooth. The lyrics was so dope on this song. And it got on the radio and got mad spins, just like Juicy. I think Big Papa went platinum and Juicy went gold. So now you have somebody who found that medium of hardcore, doing his own thing, but still can get spins on the radio. And then when you sat back and listened to the album, you were like, this dude is nice. He had storytelling. He had different concepts. He ran with a theme. And he brought you along a journey. And you felt where he was coming from. The skits was even funny when he's knocking down the chick and she calling it, all kind of names, Kentucky Fried Chicken eating. They had the jokes playing in the background. Like he brought a theme and a movement when there was kind of no stage for it.
Okay.
He easily could have tried to go in another direction, like, yo, we're not having as much success commercially. Let me just try to do this. But he made it so that people can do their thing and still sell a bunch of records. Like, this joint went like 5 times platinum. Granted, you know what I mean, some of the remixes helped with that, but just the lyrical contact and the overall smashing impact that nobody expected.
What?
That's what made it a monster, because nobody knew Biggie could do this. Even after the singles, it was like, he's dope, but I don't know about this whole album type of deal. And Easy Mo Beat, man, he doesn't get enough props, but he produced
he's underrated.
Album.
He's underrated.
Zero credit for it. Only thing we think of Biggie's first joint was Biggie killing it. We think about Primo, and we like Puffy. But Puff had very little to do with production. Easy Mo Beat did most of it. I think he had Four Finesse on there. Primo. Who else? Damn. I think Puff did something on his own. Maybe track matches of Tony Pope, but yeah, it was mostly Easy Mo Beat. And then obviously Unbelievable, because that beat was just nuts. Yeah, that jump was nuts. But he set the stage for something like Ready to Die to be able to drop. Without that stage, I don't see, you know what I'm saying? We could have went, who knows what direction we could have went. Hip hop was real rough around that time. It was anti-commercial, anti-crossover, anti-sellout. Do you, if you sell records doing you, is cool. But people are struggling to find that medium on what can I do to get the masses to like me. And Biggie found that formula.
You good? Can I go? You got more?
Yeah, you can go. You can go.
Okay. Let me ask you a question, homie. How many remixes did Get Rich or Die Trying having?
They might have one.
You sure?
You got me thinking. PIMP remix.
I'll wait.
Damn. I think it was just one, the PIMP joint, right?
Nah, that was an original joint.
With Snoop. The one with Snoop.
Wait, hold on. Nah, see, you got me.
There's a PIMP with Snoop on it. The original doesn't have Snoop.
Wait. Damn, now you got me checking my files. Hold up. Because the only PIMP I remember is the one he had the video. You know what? You're right. You're right.
You got one with Snoop.
You got one with Snoop. Okay, but how many remixes did Ready to Die have?
Sure, we had about 3.
More like 4 or 5.
Let me think. So we had the One More Chance remix.
Right.
Got me. Damn, I can't think. That was probably the biggest one. That's
Let me check.
Though.
I'm about to check. Hold on. Ready to Die.
Did Big Papa have a remix to it? I don't think it did.
No, it did. You know what? Just one more. Okay, it said that it had 3 singles: Juicy, Big Papa, and One More Chance.
Right.
But for some reason, it felt like y'all had a bunch of remixes on there.
It did feel like that, but overall, there wasn't that many.
So it's just what? Just One More Chance?
That was the biggest one because they completely flipped the song and made it a smooth crossover.
Okay.
But if that was the first single, the remix version of the first single, I don't think the album would have been as big. Because it would have been like, oh, he's on this, man, F Biggie.
He was on a Flavor in Your Ear remix?
He was on that remix, but I'm saying it wasn't part of the album.
Oh, yeah.
So he hit the ground running as far as having that under his belt, the remixes from other people's tracks. But just as far as having his debut album come out, the first song is an R&B joint, that probably would have hurt him more than anything else. I mean, 10 years after the fact, it would have been cool, but not then. Not then. You know what I mean? That was the theme of the culture, was keep it real.
Right.
Keep it real. You know what I mean? Keep it street. Ballhead, grimy style. That was everything that was popping right then. So there's no way that man could have came with some R&B tracks and everybody been like, oh, yeah, we love it.
But you don't think Juicy was R&B? It was an R&B sample, bro.
The sample was cool. But it's how they flipped the initial ones. Like, I think a lot of times we blend Biggie's career. We don't just think about Ready to Die. We think about all the albums and the remixes together. So Ready to Die and before, it was mostly hardcore. And even that Mary J joint he was on, it sounded hardcore. Once Junior Mafia came out, once Mace got to the mix, the remixes became straight R&B songs with a heavier bass line, and then them rapping over that.
Okay.
And that's how Puffy, like, he saw that, was like, oh, people know these songs from back in the day. Just rap over this. Let me put a heavier bass line on it.
But you don't think but that's crossover, right?
It is. But Biggie set the stage for that to happen. If his album was like that on the first album, it wouldn't have they would have had trouble. And
right.
Biggie would have caught hell out there. Like, people wouldn't have been trying to collab with him. The people that give him cred wouldn't have been trying to collab with him. Because they're like, he's on that, man.
Craig they were label mates, right? They both on Bad Boy. Right?
He actually came out first.
True.
So Craig Mack came out first. He just did a hit. Flavor in the Ear was cool, but listening to the album, it's like, how many times you want to hear an Abalama Zima Zabadaba? Like, it didn't work. Overall, it did not work, man.
But see, I guess my angle is this. I feel like the product that is Get Rich or Die Trying, it was so strong. Like, it just punched you in the mouth. We didn't need a bunch of remixes. We didn't need one remix. I mean, PIMP was just on some random shit, but we didn't need no, you know? As far as the numbers, it's about neck and neck number-wise. I feel like I don't know. I didn't really think about this till now. I feel like Ready to Die probably set the landscape for dudes to be grimy. You know what I'm saying? But to still kind of have that mainstream appeal and have stuff for the ladies. Because to me, that's pretty much what Get Rich or Die Trying was. One of the singles was Many Men. You know, he got shot and he got laid out in the video. You know, so yeah, so I feel like Get Rich or Die Trying was the product that he gave to the public, even on like with the singles. It was grimy. You know? Now the thing that I didn't like about Get Rich the thing I didn't like about Get Rich or Die Trying was that it pulled a couple songs from Guess Who's Back. You remember Guess Who's Back?
Yep.
I think it was like 2 or 3 NYPD, LAPD.
Yeah.
I didn't like it. Yeah. I didn't like that. But as far as I think the beats were better on Get Rich or Die Trying. I think I mean I can't knock Puff's Blueprint because it worked.
Right.
But I feel like Get Rich or Die Trying was way more organic. You know, it didn't have as many samples. The singles were grimier. Outside of 21 Questions, the singles were grimier. And again, a lot of things we got to bring it back to context. And I feel like 50 brought the streets back. You know? Oh, homie said I can't even listen to 50 anymore. Ready to Die. You're not helping me out, Ricky. You're not helping me out right now.
Peace, Ricky. Yeah, he was on point with that.
But, go ahead.
You gotta when you heard Get Rich or Die, like you said, the year that you heard it in. So the sound is gonna be a little more clear, a little more refined because they had that time to do that.
Right.
And they grew from the point where they was at in 94 or even late 93 when they were recording that album. And as far as 50 already was laying the blueprint from summer 02. So
hold on one second.
G-Unit mixtapes.
Hold on one second. Heavy. Is Ricky. Come on, bro. We not gonna shit on 50. 50 had some hits. My bad, TB, but the homie going in. So I had to say something.
What up, Ricky?
Y'all best friends now.
But not, I mean, it's that, like the whole sound thing, you could say sounded more organic, but it was cleaner. It definitely was a cleaner sound. But that's what made it more popular. 50 already had a run of momentum. He found a formula prior to this album. So if
you said 50 did?
Yes, G-Unit is the future. That summer, like granted, it didn't expand. it didn't expand to the whole country yet. But when those mixtapes came out, the summer before, summer '02, there was about 3 prior mixtapes too before. What's the name of the joint? Just Guess Who's Back. When Guess Who's Back came out, I was surprised. Half of them joints was already on mixtapes, and some was already on his first album.
True.
Power of a Dollar. So
true.
He already had a stage set for that. So it wasn't like he was some newcomer. Get Rich or Die was his first product, even though it painted that way. Whereas Biggie, that was his first album. He had his singles. He had, he was on a label doing verses, but to drop a whole album, there was no backing. There was no running start. Puffy did not have a big wave. You know what I mean? It had the little Flavor in Your Ear movement going with some Mary, but that was more looked at as Uptown.
He had the R&B too.
But that was Uptown. It wasn't like, oh, P. Diddy and Mary J. It was Uptown Records. They were doing their thing. Nobody knew who Diddy was for the most part. He didn't really get his way rocking until Ready to Die. Then they started saying, this is the man behind Bad Boy. This is what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So without him setting the stage, like just lyrically, like we think about the singles and the remixes, but just from Warning to Gimme the Loot to Unbelievable, Suicidal Thoughts, those are the songs that got him all his props and credit.
Right.
Not those, not the radio tracks. It was like, yo, since he did all of this, I'm feeling that. Oh, this is smooth too. If it was the other way around with 8 of those type of songs, he would have gotten trashed like everybody else. They were going hard against that stuff. Even EPMD made a song Crossover. Everybody was shifted. Nobody wanted to cross over. They wanted to do them and blow up by doing that. They didn't want to be MC Hammer. They didn't want to be Vanilla Ice or anybody else just doing some kind of music that wasn't agreeing with what the culture was saying we should be doing.
Right. But let me ask you a question though. Like when I listen to Get Rich or Die Trying, I feel like that is organically Curtis Jackson. When I listen to Ready to Die, I feel like Puffy kind of told him, I don't know how much creative control Biggie had with Ready to Die. Because remember with the whole I wouldn't give a fuck if you pregnant. Like he had to mute that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I kind of felt like Biggie was like this artist that Puffy kind of felt like he had to put on a leash. I don't know if you get what I'm saying with that?
I get what you're saying. Like, so of course you're like, we need a single, we need a single, we need a single. So you put out a track and then you hear it, you're like, well, let's tone this part down. Because we don't want to have a single that's on the radio getting bleeped out.
Mm-hmm.
And people mind, Juicy wasn't like some buttercup watered down song. It was just him saying his piece.
True.
And that was the first thing that put him on. The remixes didn't come out till a year later. Big Papa was like, yo, I'm fat and I'm getting buns, I'm getting cheeks. I'm out here knocking these chicks down too. Like it wasn't a soul-sucking song. It wasn't like, and that's the hard part when looking in retrospect back to Biggie, man. We think about everything post Ready to Die, and that's our image of him. Shiny suit bad boy and dancing with Mason, all that other stuff. Like he wasn't doing that at first. He just set the stage for that to happen.
I mean, but he was
happened, there was problems with that.
Big was wearing suits, bro. You don't remember that?
I'm trying to think of what video he was. Big Papa, he had the yellow Bad Boy leather jersey on.
Okay.
Not Big Papa. That was Juicy. Big Papa, he was a player. So he's supposed to be smoothed out. A suit is different than a shiny suit. That's 2 different words. If you smooth, if you are supposed to be fly right now, that's one thing. When you put on a neon green suit and sparkling, that was a whole nother type of era that nobody could. It was hard for people to stand by.
Right.
And I think.
But I'm just saying. Oh, go ahead.
I think it aged better than Get Rich or Die Trying. Like we heard that sound at the moment, it was a lot of frenzy around that album.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody wanted it. I bought the bootleg, then a week later went to the store and bought the hard copy. Like there was a store frenzy. Yeah, yo, me and the whole team did that. We all bought the bootlegs. It was Skinny JR from Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to him. He had a little mixtape thing. He would pass out the sheets. Mm-hmm. Pick what mixtape you want. But that night he was walking around with a stack of CDs.
Right.
For just $5, and everybody was just buying off him. When he ran out, went back, came back with another stack. I swear he sold like 2,000 CDs on campus that night.
Damn.
And then everybody went and bought the hard. Yo, it was wild.
Man, you wilding, bro.
Yo, man, I wish I could tag JR in this joint.
In
Yeah,
a night, in one night, he sold 2,000 mixtapes.
Yo, I'm gonna say he sold at least 1,000. So I'm trying to think how many people. Half that camp, everybody the next day had that joint.
For sure.
They had
Hey, tell the people where you went to school at, bro.
I went to Lincoln University, Pennsylvania, not no Missouri. No mistakes, man. We the first HBCU and we still an HBCU. Lincoln
The first
Missouri,
HBCU, right?
Yeah. Lincoln, Missouri, not even majority black anymore, I don't think. So they got something different.
Wow.
So yeah, we just celebrated our Founders Day. 2 days ago, 166.
Okay.
Shout out to class of 2020. They're supposed to be their graduation weekend and alumni weekend, but obviously with COVID.
Yeah.
But yo, man, that whole wave and movement, man, the culture was different. Like I could say I appreciated Get Rich or Die Trying. But like Ricky's over here pointing out, a couple years later, it was like,
So
you wasn't like, I gotta go back to him. No, I'm talking about the album. When you listen to Get Rich or Die Trying in like 2009, it was cool, but then it's not an album that you revisit a lot.
Wow.
I personally, 50 was one of my favorite people back then. Point blank, period. I was playing Power of a Dollar in 2002 and 01. Had the bootlegs. I was playing him when he was rapping off of React. When he was when he made the joint with Nature, the joint with Nas. Like I was a 50 fan. But just revisiting it, like I hear it, but I don't get those same feels. I'm not like, dang, he was killing this.
So what you feel like Get Rich or Die Trying was just some old here today, gone tomorrow type shit?
Or nah, I feel like he put everything into that album.
Okay.
But something about it, you know what I mean? It's not still pulling me in. I was not a Biggie fan at all.
What?
Not a Biggie fan.
Whoa, who am I talking to? What?
That's all I'm saying. So for somebody that was not like, yo, Biggie, oh my God, I was Wu-Tang out. And then Nas, and I didn't have space for Biggie. I'm like, he good, but I just want to listen to these dudes. And especially when Shiny Suit stuff came out, I wouldn't mess with Bad Boy at all. So for me to be that dude, anti-Shiny Suit, don't listen to Bad Boy. But when I hear this, I'm just like, this mother was nice. Like, damn, son. Like, what was he thinking? Like, what was he thinking to do this? What was he thinking to come up with these theories? And why did he go in this direction? And then remember, for those who don't know, from May 2017 to June 2019, I listened to damn near every hip-hop album that came out from 1979 to 2001. I listened to every album at least twice.
Wow.
So I did it without listening to any new music. Like I didn't get in the car one day and turn on something new. I didn't listen to anything new. It had to be that year or before. If I wanted to hear something different, I would go to a previous year. When I got to Ready to Die, that's when I realized how special that album was. All these years I hear it, I'm like, yo, yeah. But when I got to it, after listening to music in that stream and context, it was like, this is crazy. And it meant so much more.
Wow.
And that's what I think makes the difference.
Do you feel like the singles on do you feel like the singles on Ready to Die aged better than the singles on Get Rich or Die Trying?
Yeah, because you can still hear them on if you tune into some of these DJs, they do a hip hop session, they definitely gonna spin in a bunch of Ready to Die singles, even tracks or cuts. When Unbelievable came on through Premier's joint, I was like, like damn, this joint fire. When Get Rich or Die singles come on, it's pretty much you can listen to in the club. They kind of spin in PIMP because that beat was cracked. But overall, they're not spinning a lot of joints into sessions, even if they get to their 2000 wave. You're just not. You're like in the club, yeah. But you can't really spin Many Men. You can't really 21 Questions is cute, but you know. What can you do with that?
But see, I think what was that song? G Unit. What? We in here. What? It just when you cut that album on, it hit you in the face, bro. Like
I gotta ask. I see Jordan saying he disagrees. What do you disagree with, Jordan?
What he say?
All right, so we got one disagree, one I completely agree.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out what Jordan disagrees with, as far as probably the play nowadays, as far as Get Rich or Die. When was the last time you listened to Get Rich or Die Trying?
You got me, bro. I don't know.
When was the last time you listened to at least 3 songs off of that?
At least 3?
Yeah.
You got me, bro.
Jazz said she loved What Up Gangsta. I feel you, Jazz. The joint was crack. It was dope. But do you revisit it? That's the only thing. Do we revisit some of these songs?
You know what? I'll keep it a buck, and I think you that was a good chess move, sir. I've listened within the past 5 years. I've listened to Ready to Die more than I've listened to Get Rich or Die Trying.
And bam. that's the only thing, man. So it was a wave, man. There was a movement behind it. I feel you. Get Rich or Die had an ill movement, and then it had the Eminem push. Eminem just sold a million records over and over and over, and he was white people's savior at the time, and he couldn't do no wrong. He had his movie. He had the soundtrack. He put 50 on the soundtrack, so he did things properly. And then 50 came out with Wankster. Wankster did a little bit, but when in the club hit, everybody was like, man, I can't.
It was over.
So everybody wanted it, but how did it time? As far as being a better overall album and ageless and what it did for hip hop, Get Rich or Die Trying sold albums. As far as what it did for hip hop overall, it said that we can sell a bunch of albums, but that happened before. So, whereas what Biggie did, he changed it. There was some good and bad with his changes. I can't front on that, because that shiny suit stuff caused a lot of problems. Old hip hop wasn't like now. Oh, peace, bro. I love you, bro. I love his music. That's not whack. Everybody can rap. Back then, they were like, yo, F you, dog. We're not feeling your style. And that shiny suit stuff got attacked. Biggie got attacked. They had dummies of him in videos getting stomped out, anti-shiny suit statements. Yeah, I remember OGC, Help the
Oh, yeah.
A lot of dudes came at them. You know what I'm saying? Even Wu, Meth rapped with Biggie, but after that, they sitting there beating people up at award shows and whatnot. So they had... It was a lot of conflicts, because if they wasn't feeling your style, just rappers in general, they would say something. So there was a lot of people getting called out, and Bad Boy was the main ones getting called out. I mean, he was getting it from west to east. So, you know what I mean? He put it on a platform. Once they saw that they could sell a lot of records, they took that and ran with it. And, that Bad Boy formula became something real popular. You remember Jay-Z did Sunshine? He was in there dancing and glow-in-the-dark suits, too. Yo... You know what I'm saying? So
y'all didn't like Jay-Z? Y'all with New York felt some kind of way about that?
No. It was a lot of beef, man. It was a Timberland fatigue wearing dudes versus shiny suit lovers. So it was like hardcore versus people that was trying to be commercial, crossover, and pop. So yeah, of course they had millions of fans. People liked it, but then they had a lot of the I like what's on the radio fans. And there just was a lot of strife with that, you know what I mean? Anti-shiny suit sentiment. Even the Locks, man, when they separated, what'd they say? F that shiny suit stuff. They didn't want no parts of that, but Puff said do it.
But do you think DMX kind of changed the course of it and made it more gritty again?
DMX, there was so many rappers out at the time. So when Summer 97, I remember X and Cannabis was on every mixtape. X and Cannabis was on everything, and I was like, oh, this is great. You know what I'm saying? Clue for President Part 1, 2. Yeah, I was loving all of it. And I was a big X and I was a big Cannabis fan. So you had a lot going on, but there was still room for Mace and shiny suits and all that other stuff. So even Cam, when he came out with Horse and Carriage, I was like, who the hell is this dude and why is he singing this with Mace? Like, I didn't know the history. But I just was like, this don't sound like the rest of the album.
Right.
So, like, people was trying it to see what they can do with that sound, but overall, there was a lot of pushback because people felt like that was, pushing hip-hop in the wrong direction.
But I don't know. I guess I feel like maybe Get Rich or Die Trying was better marketed.
Absolutely, without a doubt.
It had a better push.
Without a doubt.
But as far as like timeless music and quality content, Ready to Die was better.
Yes.
So this is the first time ever you have convinced me to. You got this one, bro.
Bang bang. Hold up! Shout out to Bobby Digital.
Yeah, you got this one, man. I just think, like you said, like that movement for Get Rich or Die Trying was so strong.
Nuts. I was part of it, man. I was caught up in it.
Yeah. I remember one of my partners from Brownsville, he came back to school and he was like, yo, man, I got this mixtape, that mixtape. And I'm just like, because I didn't know who 50 Cent was till was it 50 Cent is the Future?
Yeah.
That's when I found out about 50. And then Power the Dollar.
Yeah, that was I had that, I guess, bootleg because it never officially came out. And I loved that album. Remember I was playing in my whole freshman year. When I went to Alabama in 402, I got one of my bags taken in, what was it, Nashville bus station, because I took a bus down there.
Damn.
And I kept telling the dudes, man, I don't know if anyone, BJ, Jeff and Jason, Tall Joe, Kenny from Miami. I was like, yo, 50 Cent. And he was like, who is this 50 Cent? Like, we don't. And then a couple months later, Wankster came on 106 in Park or something. And dudes hit me ASAP like, yo, this dude you was talking about is on 106 in Park. And I was like, oh, that song, yeah, it been out, but that's not the stuff I was talking about. And it was no way back then to easily grab mixtapes once you lost them, you know? It was just gone. So times was different. But that whole wave prior to it, you know, it made for something special. And we saw, I think he sold like 850,000 the first week, and in the second week he sold the same number. And usually there's a drop off. And he just, you know, he kept it moving. He steamrolled everybody out the way. I mean, yeah, Dipset had their movement, D-Blocks had their mixtapes popping, everything was jumping. But commercially, he steamrolled everybody out the way. In pure 50 fashion, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Give me all the attention. And then he came back, like you said, with the movie. Then the movie had a soundtrack. And then when Massacre came out, Massacre was
You wasn't rocking with Massacre?
In my hood, that joint was
really?
Popping. It was too much of Candy Shop, and it was too many of them other type of songs. And he didn't need them. You already made your way without them. So what are you making a bunch of what's that joint with Lil Kim?
Magic Stick?
Magic Sticks, yeah, like there's too many of them type of songs.
So he got too soft for you.
Yeah, he didn't need all these songs. Like Massacre was still good, but it was just like stop making these joints. Make what you was making before. Even the mixtape songs, them joints was real comedic. He be rapping and singing over R&B beats saying wild stuff. We needed more of that. And he got away from it too quick. So just like me now, people look at 50 like, oh, he don't make a bunch of good albums because he only had 2 or 3. But when we look back at Biggie, we just think only Shiny Suit. And we don't think of just Ready to Die and everything before it.
Right.
Like what led into Shiny Suit. So it's weird how, you know, how we view these two people. But Ready to Die, baby.
I mean, it's very rarely that somebody gets me to change my thought process on something. So I will publicly say you got this one, bro.
Good.
You got because you helped me to see, like, again, as far as content, Biggie was better, but the propaganda and the publicity behind Get Rich or Die Trying was just stupid.
Yo, man, propaganda machine always wins, man. We see that in everything. And that's what makes people, or some people would be like, oh, yeah, that was better. But when they really sit back and break it down, what it did, the concept, and he stuck with it. Like you said, Betty, that Suicidal Thought song was bugged out. But like the way they did it and put it together, you got Puffy, yo, Big, yo, Big. Like, that joke was funny, man. But you felt him through his struggle through the whole album. Like, Give Me the Loot, Things Unchanged. My man was rapping back and forth with himself. Warning. Yo, man.
Oh, Warning was my shit, bro.
And then after Warning, that's when Ready to Die. After Ready to Die, that song, I think One More Chance is next. So it's Soften You Right Up. He was like, all right. Yeah, I mean, we done died.
But that was the remix
times.
though, right?
Nah, the original. The original joints on the album.
Wait, they put the
Oh, Biggie, give me one more chance. That
no,
one.
but I'm saying the video was for the remix.
The video was for the remix.
Okay.
But just in the stream, when you're listening to the album, it kind of breaks up the roughness of it. Because you're like, my man just told me he was ready to die. You're like, damn, man, you really getting to a low point. And then One More Chance kind of breaks that up. So, like, the cohesiveness of the album was proper. Like, it didn't get too...
I think it's kind of like what your man said. I think Ready to Die aged better.
For sure.
It aged better. But at this point, we beating a dead horse, man. I gotta get this one to you humbly. You got this one, bro.
Appreciate the debate, man.
I'm about to shut it down, man. But I appreciate everybody for watching this. TB, man, nothing but love, bro. Bloody New, Gamma Upsilon.
Yes, indeed.
Signing out, man.
Salute, boss.